everyone, welcome to Cloudi Bear Studies. Today we'll be talking about Cain and the first murder, Cain's crime. The evil consequences of rebellion against God became oblivious, even in the first two sons of Adam and Eve, when Cain, who placed his own opinion of what is good above God's, killed his brother Abel in a fit of jealousy and hatred. God was quick to punish Cain by sending him away in the land of his father to live as a wanderer. God had not yet laid down the penalty of capital punishment for murder, the requirement that a man who murders should himself suffer death. Cain's culture. Cain lived on to father a line of descendants who built a culture in rebellion against God. A culture is the way of life of a group of people. Cultures include how people make a living for themselves. Cain's descendants engaged in a variety of occupations, learning, for example, how to use the earth's metals to make tools for iron and bronze, a mixture of copper and tin. Cultures also include art and music. Cain's descendants learned to make and play musical instruments. Their accomplishments were indeed very impressive. The most important part of a culture is how people relate to God. The descendants of Cain were growing in knowledge and abilities, but they were also growing in rebellion against God, a pattern that we will often see in the world history. Their evil deeds towards one another were increasingly violent. By the fourth generation, a man named Lamech bragged openly of the killing of a man who had wounded him and a boy who merely struck him. Seth and continued hope. Cain's descendants continued to grow in numbers and in evil, but they did not have the entire earth to themselves. After the murder of Abel and in God's banishment of Cain, Adam and Eve had another son named Seth. Seth and his descendants were not perfect, but some of them were at least aware of their sin and inclined to repent. They recognized that God is God and that man is man, the creation of God. In world history, however, Cain's way or culture tends to be the stronger among men. 1,500 years after Seth's birth, God could find but one man that he could view with favor. This man, Noah, became the only hope for the continued existence of the human race.